Hey, what's up everyone? JJ here and welcome back to the channel. October is one of my favorite months and a lot of that has to do with that I really like Halloween, specifically decorating for Halloween. So today we are going to look at some of my Halloween decorations and specifically we're going to start with various Lego sets that I set up as displays the entire month of October to kind of celebrate Halloween. We will look at these sets. Some of them I kind of set up exactly as they were built. Others I pulled different features to create displays and scenes throughout the house. So let's get started. First, we're going to look at one of the newest additions to my Lego Halloween display, and that is the Nightmare Before Christmas Lego Ideas set. Now, as you can see, there are 3 distinct builds with this set, and they can all be easily connected together for a singular display, or you can separate these 3 into separate pieces. I really like this set a lot. I think they did a really nice job creating some of the angles, various use of coloring. I do wish they had Oogie Boogie included, but for what it is, for $200, I'm very happy with the build and kind of how it looks as a display piece. So this is what I will be adding to my entryway, pretty much right when you walk into my house. I think it kind of earned that place of honor just with how detailed and great the different pieces look together. Next up here is the Lego Haunted House. This is one of my very first Lego sets that I used as a Halloween decoration. And it is very tall. You can't even get the entire top in this frame, but you saw it earlier. This is one of my favorite Lego sets of all time. I love the build techniques as well as the color scheme that was used. What's neat about this set is it looks really nice, either opened up as you see now or closed as a display piece. And for this set, I usually display it closed, as you can see now, as a display piece. And I usually put the Mystery Machine and the Mystery Gang next to it. They actually travel throughout my various Halloween decorations throughout the month, but they do start here with the Haunted House. I place this in my living room, kind of on one of my armoires next to my television. Because it's so tall, it really commands the space of that room and kind of draws your eye to it. And I also add additional details. I pretty much pull minifigures. These are mostly from the Lego video sets. But any different little creepy minifigures that I have, I add to this display. And it changes from year to year, but I kind of, make a different theme for different creepy sets and characters that I have. But that is a Lego Haunted House. If this is not a set you have, you definitely should consider it before prices totally skyrocket. Here you can see I also have this smaller Lego Scooby-Doo set. This is the kind of mummy escape of the Egyptian haunted tomb, and we can see there's Shaggy, and that sarcophagus opens up to reveal a mummy. This is a smaller display. I have a couple other mummy figures, such as from the Indiana Jones sets, that I kind of incorporate together to create a scene. But in general, I definitely want to collect more of the Scooby-Doo sets because they make great Halloween decorations. And this year, I'm adding both the Halloween barn and the Halloween pumpkin to my display. Here, when you look at the Halloween barn, it's kind of a nice small build, but it definitely gives me Lego Hidden Side vibes. So I'm going to display my Lego Hidden Side characters with the set this year, kind of see how that works. This is a set I'm interested in picking up more of to expand the build, but I need to see what the build looks like first. And this other set, which is a gift with purchase, is quite nice. This is the Halloween pumpkin. And what's cool about the Halloween pumpkin is it comes with a light brick, and you can also build the jack-o'-lantern to have a couple different faces, a little bit more jovial, a little bit more angry. And so that's a set that I could pretty much incorporate with any of my non-Lego setups just based on the size of that pumpkin. And the last major Lego set that I use as a Halloween decoration is right here with the Hocus Pocus Sanderson Sisters Cottage. This is a really neat set. I like that they included that kind of fence and graveyard bit in the front, as well as this fully enclosed cottage build for the Sanderson sisters. This is what I usually put in my office, which is towards the front of my house. And similar to the haunted house, it kind of just commands that presence. So I don't need a ton of other decorations in that room. But this is a really cool set. Sometimes I'll add a zombie figure to this set to serve as Billy Butcherson, since he did not come with the set. In general, I don't use a ton of Lego Harry Potter to decorate for Halloween, but this year I am thinking of expanding the Forbidden Forest a bit to really kind of have a forest haunted scene somewhere around my house made out of Lego. I'm now going to look at some of the other things that I use to display my house. If you're only interested in the Legos, feel free to jump off now, but we will look first at my Pop Funkos. I try not to collect these, to be honest, and I somewhat limit myself to holidays, but I love Hocus Pocus even before that Lego set came out, so that was obviously a really good set for me. But I did get the Sanderson Witches, and for a while those were the only 3 I had. But the Spirit of Halloween, the last 2 years, 2 years ago they had Danny as an exclusive, and this past year they had Billy Butcherson, and so I got those 2. As far as I know, there is not an exclusive one this year, but if there is, I'm going to pick that up. But I do like to use the Hocus Pocus characters as Halloween decorations. I also have a couple Scooby-Doo villains that I use, I have the Phantom Shadow and the Witch Doctor, and those are two characters that I really like. Again, I would love to see more Lego Scooby-Doo sets, especially incorporating additional villains. And I wasn't gonna buy this one last year, but one of my favorite Scooby-Doo movies is definitely Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. So when I saw the Hex Girls post-Halloween on sale for like 50 or 60% off, whatever the retail was, I definitely jumped on that, and I'm really happy I did. You know, they're great. I love Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. And then last, I have, you know, I love DuckTales. So I have Huey and Dewey. I don't have Louie, unfortunately. He's definitely on my want list of a character that I want to add to my both Halloween collection as well as my Pop Funko collection. But I do think Huey and Dewey are the better two, so I'm okay with that. Now, talking about the DuckTales, I do have this Huey, Dewey, and Louie ornament from Disney, and I quite like that. And I also got the Hocus Pocus edition as well. For these ornaments, I always wait till they're on sale on the Disney website, usually after Halloween or after Christmas, and I usually get pretty good deals on these, so I'm happy with both of those. I also found at a thrift store this kind of tin of Goosebump books, and it has, I think, 5 of the original series Goosebump books, reprints of course, but it had my favorite one, or my favorite episode at least, The Haunted Mask. And so I have various bookshelves around my house. I kind of take these Goosebump books, just scatter them around. One of my all-time favorite Halloween stories is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So I have this really cool Headless Horseman kind of wooden statue. I also have this kind of old-looking sign that says Sleepy Hollow that I display, as well as this kind of grave for Ichabod Crane. But probably my favorite Sleepy Hollow decoration I have is this really neat rug. And I put this pretty much right at my front door. It is an indoor rug, so I can't put it outside for guests to see, but it is really nice to see right when you walk in the house. So now I'm gonna just go through some of these bins and show some of the additional things that I have. I do have this really fun from Gremlins, Dancing Gizmo. A little obnoxious, but it does say no Halloween candy after midnight. I do have 2 of those Universal Monster Care Bears, Dracula as well as Frankenstein. When I saw these were coming out, I really like Halloween. I think they kind of fit right in kind of my niche of things that I collect. And then I also have this Happy Halloween sign, very similar to that Sleepy Hollow one. It's a little bit smaller and it doesn't look aged at all, but I really liked the way this looked, especially with the bat and the pumpkin there. I have some additional pillows. Here's a ghost pillow that I got. And just for reference, for anyone looking to buy Halloween decorations, unless you see something that you really love, I definitely recommend waiting to after October 31st. Most of all of these things I got on sale. There are things that I liked, but I wasn't gonna pay full price. I also have this Hocus Pocus pumpkin, as well as these 2 trees. They do light up, but they're out of batteries. I actually display my Hocus Pocus Pop Funkos in front of these 2 trees. And so I put these kind of on either side of the table, and I have the Pop Funko figures in front. This year, I did also get these Scooby-Doo, they're called Itty Bitties. I have Velma, Scooby with a witch's costume, and then Shaggy with a vampire costume. These were from last year, and they were on sale at my Hallmark store for $2.50 each. And so for $7.50, I thought I would certainly add these 3 guys somewhere around my house as a Halloween decoration. I also have this kind of spooky pumpkin cookie jar, which I will put somewhere here in the kitchen. And then one of my favorite things, I have these jack-o'-lantern lights, similar to like Christmas lights. I put these on my front porch. Each light, of course, is a jack-o'-lantern, and these look really cool. Next, I have this really cool ceramic cauldron, and inside I have kind of this green and purple cloth, kind of to serve as like a potion coming out. My friends and I were Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Gang for Halloween a couple years ago, and my dogs who I dress up, my older dog does not like costumes, so she was Daphne with the purple scarf. That's about as much of a costume as she can handle. I also have this pretty neat ghost figure kind of haunting this haunted house, which I usually put somewhere near my front door. Last year, my sister gave me this skeleton blow mold, which looks really nice. I believe this came from Target. Sometimes I hit the dollar store just to see what they have. And one year they had these, I don't know, these orange glittery pumpkins, which I didn't love, but then I thought putting them together in a mason jar could look pretty cool, like next to a display. Usually this goes somewhere like on the same shelf as my Lego Haunted House, for instance. Now this I got for Target, and I love this. The Venus flytraps. And they also, that same year, had some of these smaller versions. And so I got 2 of those as well to include with my Halloween decorations. And then I have quite a few mason jars just filled with those, I think they're called like fairy lights, just kind of spread out throughout some of my various displays around the house. And I won't go through everything in these 2 bins, but I will pull out some of my favorite things. Of course, I have my pillow with the 3 skeletons, as well as my pumpkin pillow, which I also used during Thanksgiving. So this one will stay out for November as well. Now this is a throwback. This was actually from my childhood, from the 90s. This is a troll kind of Dracula figure, which I quite like. I also have a lot of those tea light candles, and so I get various kind of candle holders. So I like this 3 ghosts. I also have a kind of little mummy here, which is quite nice. I have a couple succulents. Here we see a Frankenstein and a mummy face succulent. This spider is also a tea light candle holder. I have some of these kind of ceramic glasses I use to put like dipping sauces in if I have guests over, like maybe hummus or a chip dip. And I have quite a few of these. I also use them around Thanksgiving, so those will stay out for a while. So we also see a skeleton candle holder here. I love these little dishes where you put candy inside and it's meant to look like they're throwing up the candy. And so I have a pumpkin version of that. I really like this. I'd turn back if I were you. Just a really creepy little door hang with a cat. And then some more succulents. I always get some, holiday coasters. And then here we have Bat's Blood, just kind of weird little potion bottles to display throughout the house. And similarly, I'm not gonna go through everything in the drawer, but I will show some of my favorites. I have a lot of just really cool pumpkins. As you can imagine, around my house, I will have various pumpkin displays pretty much all month. Kind of just matching the different styles and colors for whatever scene or display I have in that room. And these look pretty cool. I also have this kind of cool metallic mason jar with some cool paint on the outside. Catches the light quite nicely. I really like these, and I got these because they reminded me of Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but they are these kind of clear glass, pretty thick and heavy skull glasses, and I put orange and purple lights inside, and these kind of light up and look really neat. And then I also in here have another tea light candle holder. The back is open where you put the candle in, and then it is shaped like a pumpkin. So this is my pumpkin drawer. Nothing too crazy, but I will definitely display these pretty much throughout the house. Now this next drawer has a lot of kind of disposables. I have, for instance, a bunch of Halloween themed paper straws for when I have guests over. Lots of cool napkins that like I said, I always wait until post Halloween season to buy things like this because I like the way they look, but I like the way a lot of them look. I also have some skeleton napkins, just kind of fun party napkins, just various things to hang throughout the house. More pumpkins. I do like this plate a lot. The Raven, and so I really like a lot of allusions to Edgar Allan Poe stuff, especially around Halloween. And then we just have some kind of cups, and these are more kind of bowls, which are neat. They kind of have skeletons on them for things like ice cream. But in general, I just kind of find different hanging type ornaments that I really like. This reminds me of the tree from Snow White, which is why I picked that one up. And here is my Halloween countdown, the number of days until Halloween. And then I also really like this kind of skull and crossbones, very pirate-esque. And then the final drawer, I do have these kind of jack-o'-lantern ice molds. You can also use them for cakes. Sometimes I use them to make little jello shapes. This is one of my favorite candles. You can see there's a brain on it. I don't know how it works, but it changes colors as it's burning. For a while, I thought it was a fake candle that had a light in it. Now I think it's just a candle with a heat-activated light, and I think the light changes colors. So I am curious, once this burns down, kind of how that mechanism was working. I have some cool kind of hanging ghosts. kind of make a little ghost garland to hang by the stairwell. Similar, I have this bat ribbon, which I kind of use to wrap around one of the poles in our dining room. Some just additional ghost figures. I have these really cool dish towels that I quite like around Halloween. Really like the pattern, especially there on the skeleton. And this one is neat. It says Happy Harvest, but what I like most about this one is on the back, it is a Christmas decoration. So this guy's gonna stay out until December. And there have been a few times where I've put it away with Christmas decorations and forgot to take it back out. And then we host a Halloween party each year. And so naturally we have to have different awards to pass out. So here's a best costume, best couples costume, funniest costume, and then scariest costume. So I really love Halloween, like getting all my friends kind of dressed up in the house, just having a really good time. So those are all of my Halloween decorations. The only thing I didn't go over was the outdoor stuff, and I don't actually love inflatables, so we don't go all out with the outdoors. I do have 3 ghost blow molds, which I really like, and then we have these 3 like witch statues that we put in the front yard in a circle as well, with some colored lights in the middle, kind of to represent the witches from Macbeth. So overall, let me know what you think of my stuff. Let me know what Lego sets that you decorate with Halloween. Let me know what Lego sets you use to decorate for Halloween. And if there's anything else or any ideas you have, especially if you know about any additional Sleepy Hollow stuff they're selling this year. All right, I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much. Bye.